Welcome back to Electro Study YouTube channel. In this session, I would like to start with a new subject, namely project management. The targeted audience, those who are preparing for PGDM and those who are doing Master of Business Administration, also engineering students. I am planning for doing a lecture series on project management. This is the first video. In this session, I am going to discuss what do you mean by project management? What is the importance? Then, what are the major need or objectives of project management? Now, let's discuss the importance of project management. Suppose, as you can able to observe different diagrams on the screen, here you can directly say that we need to start one project related to the building. The building construction need to be done. Construction of building. Similarly, the vaccine, development of vaccine. Then launching a satellite. These are the examples of project. So what we call it as a project. Okay. The thing is, building has to be developed. So that is ultimate goal, correct? No? Also, if I talk about the vaccine, so development of a vaccine in the medical field, healthcare, that is one project. And the launching of satellite. These are the different types of project, okay, or goal. We can call it as a goal or an objective. It may be like a service based or project based or product based. When it comes to project management, to develop the vaccine, what are the different process or what are the different strategies involved? Here also, the building, the flat has to be developed. See, the flat has to be developed. So to develop that flat, what are the different process involved? Here also launching of satellite. What are the different process involved? So we call it as, along with the project, there will be management. Every time you remember that along with project, there will be management. So the combination of the the particular project along with the management is generally termed as project management. Do you know what is management? Let me tell you what is management. Management is nothing but the effective and efficient way of utilizing the resources. Can you tell me some examples of resources? Say money is a resource, manpower is a resource. Money, manpower, etc. are called scarce resources. The effective utilization of resources are called management. By the way, combination of this project and the management, involvement of management is basically called project management. It had been already developed very long back in the 1990s itself. For the concept of project management had developed. Moving on to the further discussion, let us see what are the processes which are involved in the project management. So you can make a note of this. Every time remember that the first stage of the project management is starting of the project, beginning or start. Obviously, the beginning. For example, the need, identify the needs. Second one is planning. It is another stage of project management. Moving on to third one. Once it is planned, third step is execution. Execution is the third step. Then fourth one is monitoring and controlling. Monitoring plus controlling. That could be the third step, fourth step. Next one is the development of that particular product. So we call it as closing of project, closing of the project. And it has to be given to the client or a customer. Then satisfaction of the goal. So these are the different process which you can explain at a glance about the project management. You can have a note of this, make a note of this. It will be useful. This is a fundamental session. I'm going to explain in depth in the forthcoming sessions. So for the time being, you can have an observation of this. I hope you got an idea about what is a project management. Now I am going to discuss about the purpose. What are the major purpose or need for project management? What are the needs? You can prepare a checklist. The first need is to understand what is the project. That means we can say that to understand the nature of project. It may be development of a new medicine or a building, whatever it can be. Second one is to understand the goal. To understand the goal of project. Goal or objective. Why this project is required? Goal or objective. You might have noticed there are successful project and a failure project, correct? No? Anyway, there are different reasons for the failure of project. So, how to prevent failure? To prevent failure. There are different reasons. Miscommunication, if the financial management is not proper, that will be also a reason for failure. Okay. Failure. To prevent failure, correct? Now that is very important. So next one is define. To define the scope of project. Define the scope. What do you mean by scope of the project? Scope. Limitation. There are certain limitations. Okay. What are the limitations? Setback or limitations of the limit of the particular project. That also a boundary. By the way, we can say a boundary. Scope or boundary. To understand the purpose. To understand the purpose. You can note down these points. Purpose of the project. And to maintain accountability. To maintain accountability. So every project should have accountability. So to maintain certain accountability as a management student, every time you should have an accountability, every activity. Then to estimate the time. Time is one of the most important factor. To estimate the time for project completion. Project completion. Okay, these are the few points why the project management is required. You can remember that for every activity, the project management, suppose any activity like a building of house or whatever it may be. For example, development of an applications. Definitely, you have to start from the beginning itself, starting and finally closing. So these are the need and the basic overview about project management. I hope you understood what do we mean by project management, why the project management is required. In this session, I have made an overview about project management and the purpose or need for the project management. I request everyone to subscribe and share this YouTube channel. Finally, thank you for listening patiently. Happy learning.